We just battled it out with our second windjet of the season. The Papagayos gave us a run for our money, challenging not only our sailing abilities, but also our patience and stamina.
Supposedly there's 6 knots of wind. We're only doing 1 knot speed over ground though.
After 3 grueling days at sea, barely moving in the right direction, we're looking forward to some much-needed recovery time in the absolutely stunning paradise of Costa Rica. Pura vida, baby. But it's not all fun and games and catching up on sleep. With Will taking on a full-time remote job to help keep us afloat, we're relearning what it means to be on a schedule after 2 whole years of incomeless freedom. Between pay, play, and a mountain of boat jobs, what does work-life balance as full-time sailors really look like? We're Will and Em.
Say something cool.
And we're living on the hook in our sailboat, Appa. For nearly a decade, we planned and plotted our escape from the Fire Nation, aka our day jobs, and now we're hightailing it on the high seas aboard our sailing Bison.
Appa got the zoomies.
After a year of isolation in the remote Sea of Cortez, we're venturing south towards a new ocean with new friends, and of course our trusty sidekick, Blue Dog. Subscribe, kick your feet up, and join us on our quest to master the elements and sail everywhere.
All right, we made it. We are in Bahia, Santa Elena, and it is one of the most beautiful anchorages that I think we have ever been in. That was for sure our worst passage ever. It sucked every moment of it, but to make it here is such a reward. It was definitely worth it. I'm in between meetings. I got to work on time. That's working all right, no pun intended. And as soon as my last meeting is done, we'll blast out of here and then go check in the country for real down at Playa Coco. Really happy we stopped here. Really wish that we could check into the country north of here. That way we could stay here for an extended period of time. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And totally remote. It's massive, it's calm, and we're the only boat in here. There's no restaurants, no people, nothing. I've seen 3 different kinds of butterflies this morning. Come on.
Well, we only spent 2 days here, and both days were for recovery. Well, I guess like a day and a half. So we didn't do anything. But we are leaving Santa Elena, heading to Playa del Coco to go do our official Costa Rica check-in with Stray Cat.
Woo. And then for my part, I am at my online job. So doing it while underway now. We're checking off every possible method of working early on in the working relationship. And yeah, life is good. Pretty nice office.
Getting in and checking into Costa Rica were super easy. We sailed into Playa del Coco and ran through the check-in process with Stray Cat, super straightforward. The only funny thing about it was that the guy at the immigration office in the airport just simply could not believe that I was the captain of the vessel, which, considering we had just changed the paperwork over, was especially funny to me. But other than that, it all went well. Afterwards, we decided to celebrate successfully crossing the Papagayos and go out for drinks. But that was really our first run-in with true squall season here in Central America. From the time it took us to get from the boat to the beach and walk across the boardwalk into a bar to have a couple gin and tonics, just vibing out, we got absolutely drenched.
How wet will
It rained so hard. There was so much lightning. We were caught like totally off guard. We didn't hang around too long in Playa Coco because there is a lot of swell there. And we had kind of a short timeline. We had about a week until we had to greet guests up at Marina Papagayo. And so instead we moved on to a place called Isla Huevos. The swell was kind of worse, so we actually ended up only staying there for one night. But to make up for the trip out there, we decided to take the dinghies up into the mangroves, up into the river with Blue Safari. Supposedly there have been croc sightings back here, so maybe we'll get lucky. And had a great time doing that. It was so interesting seeing mangroves that see so much more rain and just fresh water than what we saw in Mexico. We were in the desert pretty much our whole time in Mexico, and the mangroves were very like small and spread out, as opposed to these just like massive, huge, tall trees that just towered over us, created this beautiful canopy. The root systems were just massive, really quite a sight. It was fascinating to see. It was awesome. We had such a cool time doing that, but it was not for long, and we eventually turned around and went back to the boat and picked up anchor and left. Instead of going back and dealing with the swell in Coco, we decided to go into a much more protected bay, which is called Playa Panama. It was really nice to hang out in Playa Panama in a place that was really calm and just like well protected, and our anchor set right away. And it was like the first time really since the Papagayos, which had basically been almost 2 weeks at this point, to just like take a deep breath, and we could like sit on the bow and have a nightcap and like watch the storms roll by and not have to worry about anything. So that was kind of the first time that had happened in a couple weeks, and it felt really good to just kind of like have a reset while on anchor before heading into the marina and starting on a ton of hosting guests, boat jobs, you name it. We were busy the entire month of June. But as we were leaving Playa Panama to head into Marina Papagayo, where we would be picking up our first round of guests for the month, we had a little bit of a snag. Something new that we've never had to deal with before. So this is a new one for us. Our anchor is fouled. This has never happened to us before. We are kind of wondering what to do. You're in 30 feet.
Thanks. We'll let it pull back, and then you'll drive forward towards it again.
Okay.
It's at a weird angle right now.
I think Bill just said we're dragging, which is great for us because we're trying to drag. We're trying to leave. I just hope that our anchor hardware still looks okay after trying to put that much pressure on the anchor. So
Wait for our winch setup to be able to pull it off like that.
I could feel the bow of the boat going down.
Could you?
Yeah, big time. It's really just the wind pushing us 2.2, 2.4 knots. Anyways, what really worked out for us there was Will telling me to push the boat forward a little bit in low RPM to try to kind of like yoink the anchor out away from us. And that worked. That worked pretty well. When in doubt, yoink it. Don't take that out of context. So welcome to Costa Rica. If you're with us on Patreon, you will know that Will got a full-time job, and he has been working that full-time job for, well, by the time you guys see this, a few months. And we took a few weeks away from filming in order to establish a better routine for both of us now that he has a much more definitive schedule. It's a big change when you've been out here on no man's time for almost 2 years now.
So we have been rearranging and readdressing and honestly bettering our routine. I have to say it has really been for the best, but I would really love for Will to come in and tell you guys about his experience as a true digital nomad working from the boat a full-time job. So without further ado, here's Will.
I'm live.
Haven't talked to the camera in a while, huh?
No, I haven't. Hello, everybody. It's just me looking at myself.
This is Will C-137.
Yep, the Will's Will of them all. That's where you end the bit?
It's not my bit. It's managed. Alright, so you've been at work for a month now.
I have.
How are you doing? How does working life feel?
Thank you for the question. This is certainly the most drastic change we've made since selling everything and moving onto a boat and sailing away. When I first went looking for a job, I was just looking for a paycheck. And I was looking for part-time jobs, no more than 20 hours a week, hopefully kind of easy, just enough to keep the budget afloat, not really to grow it, to keep us going. Reached out to tons of those and heard nothing back. Then I started applying for real jobs, and that's what I ended up with. So what I'm doing now is working full-time. I work my 8 hours a day from very early in the morning till about midday, and then I get to enjoy all of the benefits that come from cruising from midday until I go to bed, which is these days around sunset. And it's been really good. It does feel like I'm living two full lives, and both lives feel independently fulfilling, which is nice. I'm having a fun time at work with the challenges and growing what they're trying to build there. Then I'm appreciating my time away from work even more. So the events that I'm doing here in the cruising realm just feel ever more sweet. So today I took the kayak out and just watched birds for a little while, and it was awesome. So yeah, it's been good overall. Maybe a little worried about burnout. I am living two lives simultaneously, but so far it's been doable, and it's also given us money again. We went almost 2 years without any income. It was just losing money, hopefully at a slow rate. And the mental shift that comes when you're cash positive is more significant than I thought it would be. So we are feeling much more confident about the future, and we get to do more fun adventures. We're gonna replace all of our safety lines. Should have done that a long time ago. Better late than never. And maybe I got it all in that one question. That's life with the job, living on a sailboat, cruising the world, all at once.
If you're a digital nomad, drop your best tips and tricks in the comments for us. If you're not and want to know more, Will is taking over the comment section this video to answer all your burning questions. Ask away.
Yep, go ahead.
In the meantime, let's get into another facet of this new dynamic. With 2 rounds of family coming in to visit, we get into all kinds of trouble. We hiked another volcano, went ziplining at Diamante Eco Adventure Park, toured a sloth sanctuary, spent quiet moments in more than one butterfly garden, chased a few waterfalls, and the real highlight of the trip, whitewater tubing down the Rio Negro. I've linked that one in the description below. It was the most fun we've had in a very long time, and that's saying something. To top it all off, we got to do a little air travel of our own and spent a gorgeous weekend in Montego Bay, Jamaica to celebrate Will's best friend Kevin and his beautiful bride Danny, all-inclusive style. But let's not forget, this whole month has been about finding a balance, so we're putting the fun in function and getting into some boat jobs.
Alright, the transmission fluid is changed, and I checked the engine all over. There's no leaks, no weirdly moving parts, and everything we fixed last off-season is holding tight. So I'm going to take the chance that all the floors are off and the stairs are magically floating to clean the whole thing up one more time, and yeah, engine's doing well.
Pretty much our last project here to get off the dock is going to be me going up the mast to check the rigging. If you didn't catch the Papagayo episode, we almost lost our rigging, and so we haven't been up there since we left Penasco back in November, which is almost a year ago now, which is crazy. But I'm going to go up there and check it out and make sure everything's okay. But first I gotta find the bosun chair. Got it. It's a mess down there right now. That'll be first job on anchor, clean the workshop.
Emily's pulling that line. She's going up the mast to do a rigging inspection. We're leaving here today. One of the things that we do a little bit differently than I think some other sailors do is at the end of all these halyards, you have the normal fast release clips that you plug into the sails themselves. Instead of trusting those quick release clasps, we tie a bowline using the rope, just standard, and then we always have 2 lines, primary and a safety, and they're both full-size halyards, so don't want to lose Emily up there.
Yep. Nice and slow.
How you doing up there? Good? Alright, she's all the way up there now. Doing the top down. We got our walkie-talkies in case she needs to talk to me. She can also just yell. I can hear her.
Welcome to my office. I'm at the very top of the mast right now, doing some inspecting, and so far everything looks pretty good. It could definitely use a bit of a wash down, but that's to be expected. We had a lot of rust on everything from Penasco, so what are you gonna do? But so far the port side rigging looks fine. Forward rigging looks fine. I gotta scoot myself around to the starboard side, which will take a little bit of maneuvering, but we'll be all right. And then I gotta kind of hoik myself up to get to the backstay to check out its eye bolt and all that stuff. But so far things are looking really good. All the instruments look fine. Everything looks functional and moving. And I'm rocking pretty good up here, actually. I think this is the most I've moved, and I've done this on anchor before, so that's fun. But I used to do this stuff at work all the time, so I'm not freaking out or anything. Now we're looking pretty good way up here at the tippy top. I'm gonna have Will bring me down to the first set of spreaders. There's so much bird shit up here. But we're still looking really good. All the spreaders look to be in solid shape. All the connections with the shrouds through the spreaders look pretty good. All my shackles still look solid. Nothing too crazy going on up here. Trying to touch the least amount of bird shit possible. That's pretty inevitable at this point.
Can you drop me like a foot?
Yep.
Good.
That's good right there. And then I think I'm good to come down. Everything else I can look at from the ground, or from the decks at least. Nice and easy, please. Hold. Okay, nice and easy. Hold. Alright, nice and easy.
Welcome back to Earth. We bought a generator. I don't know if we ever thought we would, but as we move more and more towards an electrical system and more into the rainy season of Costa Rica, it's become necessary. I gotta get it on the boat. And that's why Emily's recording, because she hopes I fall. Not nice.
My name's Poopies, and I'll show me. Live with the legs. Nailed it, babe. Good job.